Hey, bro, what's your name? Where are you from?
What's up, man? My name is Cisco. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm 25 years old. I have been incarcerated since 2018. I'm going on 8 years of being incarcerated. I'm incarcerated for a shooting that I committed when I was 17 years old. And yeah, so I'm basically now just waiting on my time, waiting to go to board, and hopefully getting found suitable one day to get my second chance.
When you going to see your border?
I go to board in April of 2029.
You have possibilities to get out, or what do you think about?
Well, my hopes of getting out are very, very generous. I've been doing the work. I've been doing the studying. Um, it's a very difficult time though. When it comes to being prepared to go to board, because really, when you come to realize and really think about it, your faith of freedom is really on other people's hands, but also in yours. So, my hopes is to really get my second chance, prove myself that I have made my changes, that I have worked hard to become a better person, and I hope to be of service to someone one day, to prove to myself once again that I wasn't just a selfish and angry gang member, but also I can be a person who can help others.
The person you are, do you running with any game or you running solo?
No, I am no longer running with any gangs. I relieve myself from being a gang member. I am a gang dropout. So right now I'm focused just on myself and getting released one day.
So how do you be feeling these years you be incarcerated?
So it's bittersweet, some people take it different, like this year for me, I say it's way better than it was the year before, because the year before I was in the hole. I was in the hole for Christmas and I was in the hole for New Year. So for me, being out of there and having a better start than I did the year before, for me it's a lot better. Even though I'm still kind of getting accustomed to the changes that are going on in these yards. So it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, because a lot of the things that are changing here. But for the most part, it's really nothing too complicated because of the time that I've been.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
A lot of these things that are changing aren't new to me, so you just have to learn to adapt, and that's really it.
Yeah, bro, that's right, bro. One question, bro. How do you feel being a ex-gang member?
Well, for me, if you were to ask me, like, back then, my mindset was different. I was always driven by, me being the most hardcore as fucking gangster motherfucker, anywhere I went. So for me, being an ex-gang member is probably the proudest I made myself, and the most proudest I made my family and the people who care about me, because I can finally make my own decisions, live my own life, and do the things that I want to do, and when you're a gang member, you don't have that, because your choices aren't yours to make. Like, your choices are being held by somebody else, and that's only complications to you, because really you're at the ready for anything because somebody else said so. So for me, it's a better moment for me. Like I said, I can finally be my own man.
So when you get out on 2029, bro, and you go to a store and you see one of your homies,
well, the dad really, to me, I wouldn't even acknowledge that. Even if they were to recognize me, then then it is what it is. I'll say my what's up, and I'll walk away. You know, I'm not in that kind of lifestyle. I don't want to be in that kind of lifestyle. I've been over that, and I'm gonna just try to resolve that and just handle it in the most professional and best way that I can. Just because I know what it is to be here. So being in here and fighting your case from 17 to now is like, you know, you want nothing more but to stay out there and never come back to this. So you actually have to. I would just keep on moving.
So the first time you went to prison was for the same case?
Yeah, so the way that I got introduced to the county jail and being in prison was through the same case. So when I first got arrested, I came to the county jail for this murder and an attempted murder. And then I went to juvenile hall, back to juvenile hall from the county jail. And from the county jail, from juvenile hall back to the county jail, I came to prison. So just throughout this one case here, I got introduced to being in the county jail and being in the prison at the same time without ever having to go home.
It was very complicated for you being 70 years old, facing all this time.
I think for me the most complicated things it really wasn't complicated because I knew what I brought to myself, you know, and it's really just adapting, you know, being 17 years old and going to the county jail. Just being in LA County Jail is LA County Jail is notorious, you know, like you hear nothing but bad things about LA County Jail. So for me to actually navigate through the things that I had to go through in the county jail was already a lot, you know, especially when you're new and you don't know anything about being here. That shit, you know, it's just you have to adapt and you have to adapt quick, you know, because really your life depends on it, you know. So that was more of the complications for me, you know, and so far, even now, I'm kind of grateful that I adapted quick because if not, I probably wouldn't even be speaking to you right now.
So when you got to the county, like it was more difficult in the county or where you are right now?
Okay, so at the time, it was more difficult in the county jail, but it became a little complicated as well being in prison. But being here where I'm at now in the level 2, man, from a 4 to a 3 to a 2-year-old, bro, this is the most peaceful I've been in my life. When I think back, though, it's just being in the county jail was really just stressful because you're fighting your case. You know, you're going to court maybe once a month or once every 2 months, you know, and you're worrying about what's going to happen. Especially when I was fighting my fitness hearing. When I was in juvenile hall, like I was going to court once a month, and really it was for nothing. Like nothing is going on. So it's just being in the county jail and going to court is really fucking stressful. So that for me was a hard time for me, for my family, for my wife at the time. You know, it's my ex now. It was difficult for all of us having to see me going to court every so often. So that was just like a mental toll like that was taken on my own self and my family, you know. So that for me was actually more harder than being in the county jail, was surrounded by a bunch of gang members with weapons and all kinds of shit, you know. Even though, you know, shit cracked off all the time, it's just really you just navigate through that, you know. For me, it was more stressful going to court.
So you feel better now where you're at?
I feel better. I feel relaxed. I feel at peace. So for me to be peaceful, it's to me it's an awesome fucking feeling. You know, I work. When I'm not at work, I'm chilling. You know, I'm out at the yard. I'm in day room. I'm working out. You know, so for me, it's just relax. I don't have a target on my back. Like, I don't have nothing to worry about. I have no worries. My only worry is to not fall back into that kind of same mentality that I had before, where I was just negative and, you know, just always up to no good. So for me, like I said, I just feel relaxed and more positive.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm basically just have more positive thoughts for my future. That's really it.